Catastrophic engine failure. Guys, my name is Rick and this is the HDVIBE channel. Those words can strike fear into any Harley Davidson owner. In today's video, I'm going to show you what's in this little black box that could give you the early warning signs that catastrophic engine failure may be on its way, or even give you the opportunity to prevent it. And we'll get into it right after this. That's right, guys. Today we're going to examine how you can spot the signs of potential engine failure and maybe even prevent it before it gets to the point of being catastrophic. And the place that you can find that is in your oil system. Sometimes there'll be metal shavings, which is normal, but if you get some bigger ones in there, it's almost too late. The way the Harley Davidson oil systems are set up, they do have a magnet on that drain plug. But let me show you where that drain plug is and how maybe ineffective it could be if you're getting to the point of having catastrophic engine failure. Here is my engine. We're gonna actually crawl underneath here and I'm gonna show you where that drain plug is. If you haven't ever changed your own oil, this could be enlightening. So it's right here on the side of this oil pan, and that has a little magnet in it that will pick up shavings, but you're only gonna see those shavings at the time where you're changing your oil. And if you don't change your oil yourself, you're really not going to know, other than if the tech happens to mention it, that there is a lot of shavings on there that could potentially be a sign that something's going wrong with your engine. If you heard what I said when I was showing you where that drain plug is, it has a magnet in it. And that magnet is there and designed to catch any metal fragments that might be floating around in your oil, although the placement of where that magnet is, and it's a very tiny magnet if you haven't seen those drain plugs. I wish I had one available that I could show you, but it's not a super powerful magnet, but it will pick up metal fragments. But what I have in this little black box could be the key to identifying the potential that you're having engine failure or even prevent it. So this package says Figurati designs on it. This is a Tab Performance Figurati design magnetic dipstick that is a direct replacement for your dipstick that goes on your M8 engine. They also have these for your twin cams. So let's open this up and see what we got inside. Very nice packaging. This thing is almost packaged like it's a piece of jewelry. We open this up and you can see inside there we have a dipstick. And it's not any dipstick. This is the magnetic dipstick that is a direct replacement for your dipstick that's currently in your engine. This one was sent to me by my friends at Tab Performance. So this is a Tab Performance branded Figurati design magnetic dipstick. So they do come in this chrome color. I believe they're 316 stainless, or you can get them in the black. It looks like a piece of jewelry. It's finely polished. It says Tab Performance on it. Let's talk a little bit about what is the key element in this dipstick, and it's right up in here. And this is a magnet that they've embedded into this dipstick so that it can catch fragments that are floating around in your oil, and it covers a lot more of the surface area where that oil is circulating by this. But you may say, well, is it any stronger than the magnet that's on the drain plug that Harley Davidson puts in the bike? Well, I don't know if it is, but what I am going to show you is how it can pick up something that's going to be way heavier than any metal fragments, hopefully, that's floating in your bike. So to show the strength of this magnet, what I've got here is one of my pocket knives. And what I want to do is put it on the scale and show you how much this weighs, and then we'll see if this magnetic dipstick can actually pick this up, which then if it can pick this up at whatever weight it is, I would imagine that it's going to be able to pick up any metal fragments that are floating around your engine oil. So we've got the scale on, it's set to 0 tare weight. I've got this in ounces, and I'm going to put my pocket knife on here. So we're at about 3.13 ounces. So not super heavy, but if you had a 3-ounce piece of metal floating in your bike, you probably already have catastrophic engine failure and your engine is probably already locked up. So let's see if this magnet on the dipstick can pick this up. So let's go ahead and see if it can pick up this over 3-ounce pocket knife. And there you are. That magnet is holding and picking up over a 3-ounce pocket knife without any problem whatsoever. So now that we saw how strong that magnet is, let's get into probably one of the simplest install videos that you will ever see. Step number one, remove the stock dipstick from your Harley Davidson M8 or twin cam. Simple twist and pull it out. Obviously, I can't see any metal fragments in that because this isn't magnetized. Step two, insert the Tab Performance Figurati magnetic dipstick into your engine. Twist it until it's tight, and we are all set. So as you can see, the Tab Performance logo is a bit askew, pointed back toward the back of the bike. You can change the orientation of that, and I'll talk a little bit about that in just a bit so that you can get that Tab Performance pointing straight out this way when it's installed and tight in the bike. So when this was on the bike, the logo was slightly oriented more toward the back of the bike instead of being straight out and looking like this. So you can change that, and I'm not gonna do it for this video because honestly, to me, it doesn't really make that much difference. But what you need to do is you need to get your vise, you put a towel or a cloth around that and hold this tight, and then you can just pop the dipstick portion out of this decorative cover and then twist it whichever way you need to get it to line up on your bike, and then you can have that logo facing straight out. I've got both of the dipsticks out of the bike, and I just wanted to line them up side by side. So obviously the Figurati design Tab Performance magnetic stick is yellow, which I think is better for seeing the level of the oil. There's a brighter contrast as compared to this kind of dark gray Harley Davidson one. And you can see where the magnet is put into the dipstick. The length is identical to the Harley Davidson one. And then it does have both the on the stand hot and standing straight up hot markers, just like the Harley Davidson one. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is put that back into the Road Glide Special. I'm gonna take it out for a little bit of a ride, and then we're gonna come back into the garage here, and I'm gonna pull that dipstick out and see if we see any metal shavings on that dipstick.
So as you can see, guys, it's a little cloudy, a little drizzly today, so I'm bringing you this content. So I would really appreciate it if you like this, give it a thumbs up. Also, share this with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the button right down here at the bottom of your screen. That really helps out. And when you do subscribe for the first time, leave a comment down below saying I subscribe so I can personally reach out and thank you for supporting the channel. I'd also be curious to hear your comments on this. Have you heard of this magnetic dipstick? I also would like to hear your comments as to why you think Harley Davidson doesn't do this, because I think this is a great way to prevent catastrophic engine failure on these M8s or even twin cams by knowing what's going on inside there. And you can check this in between rides, in between oil changes, so that you're not waiting to see what that very weak magnet on that drain plug looks like when you're out getting your oil changed on your bike and getting that service done. Pulling in the studio garage here, and we'll see what we got.
All right, so a moment of truth here, guys. I've even put my glasses on to check this out. And there is just little metal specks that are attached to that magnet, primarily on this side, and I see a few on this side as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that off, and I can see the difference here. So now it's clean. And what I was seeing was with that, I could just see little flickers of metal flakes in there, which is not a big deal. That's pretty common. So as I ride that bike more, I'm going to catch more metal flake on that. And this, essentially what that's doing is cleaning that oil up for you as you ride and catching any of those fragments. So then every time you come back after a ride, check it, wipe it down, and get those metal fragments off there. And then you're ready for your next ride.
So that's it, guys. Magnetic dipstick by Figurati Designs, logo with Tab Performance on it. Again, I will have a link down in the description to this if you want to go check that out. It is for your M8s or your twin cams. You can get it in the chrome 316 stainless like I have, or you can get it in a black color as well. Guys, if you want to learn more about how to shift your bike easier like I was out on the road, go check out that video, go check out this playlist, and don't forget to go right up here and subscribe to the channel.